Welcome back to our channel. Today we're exploring one of America's most iconic coins, the Lincoln Memorial Cent. First minted in 1959 to honor Abraham Lincoln, these 1-cent coins are more than just pocket change. Some rare years and mint variations have become highly sought-after collectibles, fetching hundreds or even thousands of dollars. In this video we'll reveal which Lincoln Memorial cents are the most valuable, why they're so rare, and what to look for if you want to add one to your collection. Stay tuned because by the end you might just discover that coin hiding in your drawer could be worth a small fortune. Let's get started. First up, the Lincoln Memorial Cent has graced the United States 1-cent coin series since 1959, replacing the famous wheat penny. The 1982 edition features the iconic image of President Lincoln on the obverse, a portrait that has been celebrated for its dignity and simplicity. On the reverse, we see the Lincoln Memorial itself, meticulously engraved, with the tiny figure of Lincoln visible inside the monument. This coin, in rough or ruffle condition, tells a story of decades of circulation and handling, yet it still carries immense historical and collectible significance. 1982 was a unique year in the history of U.S. pennies because the U.S. Mint began switching the composition of the cent from 95% copper to 97.5% zinc with a thin copper coating, due to the rising cost of copper. This transition created two varieties of 1982 pennies, one struck in copper and one in zinc. The fact that your coin does not have a mint mark indicates it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, which often adds an extra layer of curiosity for collectors who hunt for specific variations and errors. The 1982 Lincoln Memorial Cent without a mint mark is typically 19.05 millimeters in diameter and weighs either 3.11 grams for the copper version or 2.5 grams for the zinc version. While these dimensions may seem minor, they are critical for numismatists, especially when distinguishing between the copper and zinc strikes. A simple test, measuring weight carefully on a precision scale, can reveal which composition your coin has, which directly affects its value in the collector's market. The reverse design of the Lincoln Memorial was crafted by Frank Gasparo, the chief engraver of the U.S. Mint. Interestingly, the tiny depiction of Lincoln seated inside the memorial is so detailed that it almost goes unnoticed at first glance. In rough condition, the coin may have lost some of these delicate details, but the essence of the design remains. Collectors often admire the artistry and engineering behind these coins, which make the Lincoln Memorial Cent a timeless symbol of American history. Coins in rough or heavily circulated condition show the effects of decades of use. Your 1982 penny might exhibit scratches, discoloration, or flattened features, which numismatists refer to as ruffle condition. While some might assume this reduces value, coins from this year can still be valuable depending on rarity, composition, and historical context. Rough condition coins also provide a tangible link to everyday life in the early 1980s, showing how these cents passed from pocket to pocket, transaction to transaction. Although the 1982 penny was minted in the hundreds of millions, certain varieties and errors make some of them extremely desirable. For example, the copper versus zinc distinction, the double die errors, or coins struck with unusual planchet imperfections can fetch a surprisingly high price. Even without errors, collectors are often drawn to a 1982 cent in rough condition because it is part of a pivotal year in penny history, a year of transition and change in U.S. coinage. As of today, the market value of a 1982 Lincoln Memorial Cent without a mint mark in ruffle condition varies. A typical circulated zinc penny may sell for around 2 to 5 cents, but a copper version, especially one with identifiable errors, can range anywhere from $1 to $20 or more. For coin enthusiasts, it's always important to check weight, color, and any unique markings before estimating value. The ruffle condition adds character, making it a piece that tells a story rather than simply a coin for profit. Did you know that some 1982 pennies are part of what collectors call transitional coins? These coins may be made of either copper or zinc, sometimes even showing signs of partial striking errors during the minting process. Additionally, the Lincoln Memorial reverse design itself has become a canvas for interesting numismatic studies, with variations and die differences becoming points of fascination for serious collectors. Your coin, though rough, might hide subtle clues about the minting process that are invisible to casual observers. If you are thinking about adding this coin to your collection, it is essential to store it properly to prevent further wear. Even though your 1982 penny is in ruffle condition, keeping it in a protective holder or album can preserve what remains of its design and patina. Many collectors also use magnification to study the fine details, looking for die cracks, doubling, or any unusual toning, all of which can increase both historical and monetary value. The 1982 penny is part of a long legacy that began with the wheat cents in 1909 and continues with the Lincoln Memorial design. This coin captures a moment in time when the U.S. Mint was experimenting with metal compositions, showing how economic factors like rising copper prices influenced everyday currency. For coin collectors, it represents a bridge between traditional copper pennies and modern zinc-plated cents, a subtle yet important turning point in American numismatics. Collectors are drawn to coins like the 1982 Lincoln Memorial cent not only for potential value but also for the stories they tell. A coin in rough condition speaks to decades of American history, from shopping carts to parking meters. It connects us to the economy, art, and technology of the early 1980s. Even today, this unassuming penny can spark passionate discussions among collectors about metal content, minting errors, and historical context. So, whether you stumbled upon a 1982 Lincoln Memorial cent in a jar of coins or are examining it carefully under magnification, remember that it is more than just a piece of metal. It is a snapshot of American history, a collectible with both stories and potential market value. Take the time to explore its details, understand its composition, and appreciate the artistry. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of America's most fascinating pennies, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more rare coin insights, history, and market updates. Your journey into numismatics is just beginning, and the 1982 Lincoln Memorial cent is a perfect starting point. Next up, the 1990 Lincoln Memorial cent continues the classic design that has defined U.S. pennies since 1959. On the obverse, we find the familiar portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, a dignified image that has become synonymous with the 1-cent coin. The reverse features the Lincoln Memorial, an iconic design by Frank Gasparo. Even in worn or old condition, the details of Lincoln seated inside the memorial can often still be seen, though faint. This coin is more than metal. It is a representation of American heritage and an enduring symbol of one of the nation's most beloved presidents. The year 1990 was an interesting period in U.S. coinage. While the Lincoln cent design remained consistent, the coin was part of the zinc-based composition era, which began in 1982. By this time, pennies were made of 97.5% zinc with a thin 2.5% copper plating, replacing the earlier mostly copper pennies. This composition shift makes the 1990 penny lighter and more prone to wear, which explains why many coins from this era, including those in old condition, show smooth surfaces and faded details today. The 1990 penny without a mint mark measures 19.05 millimeters in diameter and weighs 2.5 grams, reflecting its zinc core. While these dimensions seem minor, they are essential for collectors who wish to distinguish between different years, compositions, and any potential mint errors. Coins in old condition often have lost some surface features, but careful examination can reveal subtle traces of the original design, providing clues about its authenticity, metal composition, and minting history. The Lincoln Memorial reverse is a masterpiece of precision and symbolism. Even in an old condition coin, the tiny depiction of Lincoln seated inside the memorial is an impressive detail, representing both artistry and historical reverence. Frank Gasparo's design emphasizes symmetry and elegance, making the coin instantly recognizable. Collectors often admire the craftsmanship of this era, appreciating the subtle artistry that endures despite decades of wear and circulation. Coins in old or heavily circulated condition, like this 1990 penny, bear the marks of their journey through countless transactions. Scratches, discoloration, and softened edges tell a story of daily life in late 20th century America. These imperfections, often referred to as patina, give each coin a unique character and can even enhance its appeal to collectors who value historical authenticity over pristine appearance. The old condition of this coin reflects decades of use, making it a tangible connection to the past. While the 1990 penny is not as rare as coins from earlier years, certain varieties and mint errors can make specific examples highly collectible. Factors such as die cracks, double die obverse or reverse, or unusual planchet imperfections may significantly increase a coin's value. Even without errors, a 1990 Lincoln Memorial cent in old condition is a valuable addition to a collection because it represents a pivotal period in U.S. coin history, the era of zinc pennies with the familiar Lincoln Memorial design. The market value of a 1990 Lincoln Memorial cent without a mint mark in old condition varies depending on composition, wear, and any errors. Typically, a standard circulated zinc penny is worth 1 to 5 cents, while coins exhibiting rare die errors or unusual toning can fetch $1 to $10 or more. For collectors, it is essential to examine the coin closely, as even subtle details can distinguish a common example from a collectible variety, impacting its value significantly. A fascinating fact about the 1990 Lincoln cent is that it represents nearly 3 decades of the Lincoln Memorial design, which has become one of the most iconic images in U.S. coinage. Despite its ordinary appearance, many collectors enjoy studying these coins for subtle die variations, small imperfections, and unique circulation marks. Even the old condition of the coin can reveal traces of its journey, offering insight into its history and the economic context of its time. If you plan to add this coin to your collection, proper handling is crucial. Coins in old condition should be stored in protective sleeves, albums, or capsules to prevent further wear. Examining the coin under magnification can reveal hidden details such as minting flaws, edge anomalies, or faint design elements, which may increase its historical and market value. Patina and wear, rather than being drawbacks, can provide a narrative of the coin's life, making it more meaningful for collectors. The 1990 penny is part of a long and storied series that began with the wheat penny in 1909 and transitioned to the Lincoln Memorial design in 1959. It represents the era of modern zinc pennies, bridging the gap between older copper coins and the contemporary Lincoln Shield design introduced in 2010. This makes the 1990 cent a significant piece for collectors tracing the evolution of the Lincoln series, as it reflects changes in metal composition and minting practices over time. Collectors appreciate old condition coins not just for monetary value but for the stories they tell. Each scratch, mark, or smooth edge reflects decades of use, commerce, and human interaction. A 1990 Lincoln Memorial cent in old condition offers a window into everyday American life at the end of the 20th century, making it a tangible connection to history that pristine coins cannot replicate. Its imperfections tell a richer, more relatable story, deepening its collectible appeal. In conclusion, the 1990 Lincoln Memorial cent without a mint mark is more than just a 1-cent coin. It is a piece of American heritage, a collectible item, and a testament to the artistry and history embedded in everyday currency. Even in old condition, it holds stories worth exploring, from its zinc composition to its subtle design details. For collectors and history lovers alike, this coin is a reminder that every penny has a story. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1990 Lincoln Memorial cent, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more detailed coin histories, market insights, and rare numismatic discoveries. Next up, the 1995 Lincoln Memorial cent features the iconic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, a design that has been admired for over a century. The reverse showcases the Lincoln Memorial, with a tiny figure of Lincoln visible within the monument's interior. Unlike circulated coins, the uncirculated 1995 D cent retains full luster, sharp details, and clean edges, making it a perfect specimen for display or collection. This pristine state reflects both its careful handling and the high standards of the Denver Mint. The year 1995 sits in the midst of the zinc-based penny era, which began in 1982. By this time, all Lincoln Memorial cents were struck with a 97.5% zinc core and a 2.5% copper plating, providing durability while keeping production costs low. The D mint mark indicates that this particular coin was produced in Denver, one of the two primary U.S. mints for circulating coinage, adding geographic and collectible significance for those tracking mint production numbers. The 1995 D Lincoln cent measures 19.05 millimeters in diameter and weighs 2.5 grams, consistent with the zinc-based pennies of this era. Being uncirculated, the coin maintains perfect strike quality, with no wear or smoothing on the surfaces. Numismatists often emphasize these specifications because even tiny variations in weight, diameter, or strike can distinguish a normal coin from rare errors or varieties, which can greatly influence a coin's value in the collector's market. The reverse design by Frank Gasparo remains a masterful tribute to the Lincoln Memorial. In uncirculated condition, the intricate details of the columns, steps, and Lincoln seated inside the memorial are sharply defined. Collectors often marvel at the artistry preserved in uncirculated specimens, as even minute details, from the engraved lettering to the tiny steps of the monument, can be clearly appreciated. This coin exemplifies the harmony between historical reverence and meticulous design. The Denver Mint is renowned for its precise minting processes, and the 1995 D cent is no exception. Uncirculated coins like this one are struck with perfect pressure and alignment, producing a lustrous surface free from circulation marks. These coins often exhibit reflective fields and crisp relief, which is why collectors prize them over circulated pennies. Each uncirculated penny is essentially a snapshot of the mint's craftsmanship, frozen in perfect condition for decades. While the 1995 D Lincoln Memorial cent is not extremely rare, its uncirculated status enhances its desirability. Coins that have been circulated lose their luster and details, but uncirculated specimens maintain original mint condition, making them appealing to collectors who prioritize perfection. Additionally, certain 1995 cents may have minor mint errors, such as die cracks or doubled dies, which can increase value even further. For collectors, the uncirculated D mint mark coin represents both historical continuity and collectible perfection. The market value of a 1995 D Lincoln Memorial cent in uncirculated condition typically ranges from 50 cents to $3 for standard specimens. However, coins graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC with high uncirculated grades, MS65 and above, can command $10 to $25 or more, depending on rarity and collector demand. Even subtle features such as exceptional luster or striking quality can elevate the coin's desirability and market price. The 1995 D penny is part of a long lineage of Lincoln cents that celebrate the 16th president and his legacy. Did you know that the tiny figure of Lincoln inside the memorial is based on Daniel Chester French's sculpture? This hidden detail is often unnoticed by casual observers but becomes a point of fascination for numismatists. Uncirculated coins allow collectors to observe these subtleties in pristine detail, appreciating the artistry intended by the U.S. Mint. If you plan to add a 1995 D uncirculated penny to your collection, proper handling and storage are crucial. Coins should be held by the edges, stored in protective holders, and kept away from humidity and pollutants to maintain their original luster. Even minor scratches or finger oils can diminish the coin's quality and market value. Collectors often use PCGS-style coin holders or archival quality albums to preserve uncirculated pennies for decades. The 1995 D penny represents one of the later years of the Lincoln Memorial design era, which spanned 1959 to 2008. During this period, millions of pennies were minted for daily circulation, yet uncirculated specimens are particularly treasured for their pristine presentation. This coin bridges the history of traditional Lincoln Memorial cents and the later Lincoln Shield design, introduced in 2010, offering collectors a sense of continuity in design evolution. Collectors love uncirculated coins because they offer a perfect representation of mint craftsmanship. Unlike circulated pennies, uncirculated coins preserve every detail of the original strike, from the sharp relief of Lincoln's portrait to the columns of the memorial. They serve as a benchmark for grading, a reference point for detecting errors, and a centerpiece for coin albums. The 1995 D Lincoln cent in uncirculated condition is a prime example of why pristine coins remain highly valued in numismatic circles. In conclusion, the 1995 Lincoln Memorial cent with a D mint mark in uncirculated condition is more than just a 1-cent coin. It is a perfectly preserved piece of history, a collectible item, and a testament to the artistry of American coinage. Its sharp details, lustrous surfaces, and mint origin make it a coin that appeals to both casual collectors and seasoned numismatists. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1995 D Lincoln Memorial cent, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more rare coin insights, grading tips, and historical stories from the fascinating world of U.S. coins. Every coin tells a story, and the 1995 D Lincoln cent has one worth discovering next up. The 1998 Lincoln Memorial cent continues the classic obverse portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, designed in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of his birth. On the reverse, the Lincoln Memorial, crafted by Frank Gasparo, serves as a prominent symbol of American heritage. In fine condition, the coin shows moderate wear on high points like Lincoln's face and the columns of the memorial, yet all major details remain clearly identifiable. This combination of wear and preserved design reflects decades of circulation and adds character for collectors. The year 1998 falls firmly within the zinc-based penny era, which began in 1982. By this time, pennies were composed of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper plating, a change made to reduce production costs while maintaining the appearance of traditional copper pennies. The D Mint mark indicates that this coin was struck at the Denver Mint, which has long been a key facility in U.S. coin production. Coins from this mint are often sought after by collectors for their identifiable origin and subtle variations in striking quality. The 1998 D Lincoln cent measures 19.05 millimeters in diameter and weighs 2.5 grams, consistent with all post-1982 zinc pennies. Even in fine condition, collectors can appreciate the coin's precise dimensions and the craftsmanship of the Denver Mint. The zinc core makes the coin slightly lighter than older copper pennies, and careful observation can help identify its metal composition. These specifications are crucial for collectors evaluating potential errors, variations, or simply authenticating the coin. The reverse design of the Lincoln Memorial is a testament to Frank Gasparo's skill and attention to detail. Even in a coin showing wear, the memorial's columns, steps, and tiny seated Lincoln are still visible. Collectors often admire these features as they reflect both the artistic vision of the U.S. Mint and the enduring symbolism of Abraham Lincoln's legacy. Fine condition coins like this one retain enough detail to appreciate the intricate elements of the memorial without being overly worn or damaged. A coin in fine condition shows moderate signs of circulation, including softened details on the high points, slight surface scratches, and minor discoloration. However, it retains its essential features and remains easily identifiable. This condition provides a snapshot of everyday American life in the late 1990s, showing how pennies circulated through countless pockets, wallets, and cash registers. For collectors, these wear patterns add historical context, making the coin a tangible connection to its era. Although 1998 pennies are not inherently rare, their value and appeal increase when considering mint marks, condition, and potential errors. The D Mint mark adds geographic significance, while coins in fine condition are suitable for collectors who appreciate circulated coins without extreme wear. Some 1998 D pennies may also exhibit die cracks, doubled dies, or planchet imperfections, which can make certain specimens more valuable and highly sought after in the numismatic market. The market value of a 1998 D Lincoln Memorial cent in fine condition typically ranges from 3 cents to 25 cents, depending on demand, eye appeal, and any minor errors. While not as high as rare coins or uncirculated examples, these pennies still offer a meaningful entry point for new collectors or those completing a Denver Mint collection. Subtle factors like toning, overall appearance, and crispness of remaining details can affect the price within this range. Did you know that the Lincoln Memorial penny features the smallest sculpture ever depicted on a U.S. coin? The tiny Lincoln seated inside the memorial is based on Daniel Chester French's famous statue in Washington, D.C. Even in fine condition, careful observation can reveal traces of this detail. Collectors enjoy studying coins from this era for such nuances, as each coin is a miniature work of art that preserves a moment of history. For collectors, proper storage and handling are essential to maintaining the coin's condition. Fine condition pennies should be held by the edges, cleaned only if necessary and properly, and stored in protective albums or holders to prevent further wear. Magnification can help reveal subtle details, such as mint errors or fine toning, which may increase both historical and monetary value. Even moderate wear, when well preserved, can tell an engaging story about the coin's circulation history. The 1998 D. Lincoln Memorial Cent is part of a long-running series that began in 1909 with the wheat penny and transitioned to the memorial design in 1959. This coin represents one of the last decades of the Lincoln Memorial reverse before the introduction of the Lincoln Shield design in 2010. As such, it offers collectors insight into the evolution of U.S. coinage, highlighting continuity in design, material, and minting practices. Collectors value fine-condition coins for their balance between wear and legibility. Unlike heavily worn coins, a fine coin retains most key design elements, making it both historically interesting and visually appealing. The 1998 D penny shows enough evidence of circulation to reflect its use in everyday commerce, yet retains clarity and charm that make it a desirable addition to collections. For many, coins in fine condition provide the perfect bridge between common circulation pieces and higher-grade uncirculated specimens. In conclusion, the 1998 Lincoln Memorial Cent with D mint mark in fine condition is more than just a 1-cent coin. It is a piece of history, a collectible item, and a representation of American craftsmanship in coinage. Its moderate wear, preserved design, and Denver origin make it an intriguing addition for collectors completing mint mark sets or studying the Lincoln Memorial series. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1998 D penny, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more coin histories, collectible insights, and expert guidance on rare and interesting U.S. coins. Every coin tells a story, and this 1998 penny has one worth exploring. Thanks for watching.